There you go.
The Winery Dogs. Essentially, it's Mr. Big with Mike Portnoy.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know who Mr. Big is, you may remember their one hit, "I'm the One Who Wants to Be With You."
Oh.
I'm the one who wants
Holy
to
shit.
be with you. Yeah.
Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Nigga, I want to hear that fucking song now.
But it is Billy Sheehan, the bass player. That was his shit,
Okay.
Billy Sheehan, probably one of the best bass players to ever play the instrument. But
Seemed just like a cool cat.
I don't.
That's groovy. I dug it.
He now my problem is I had a very different view on some of these elite musicians because both my brothers went out at MI out in Hollywood, so I would get some of these insights on some of these dudes. And even ones that they didn't give me any insight, I just assumed that they were probably some fucking charlatans that had a self-worth that they viewed was higher than yours.
I mean,
I feel like that was Steve Vai.
Yeah, no, Steve, you're absolutely right. Steve Vai, I think, even admits it now.
Well, yeah, he's old enough where he can.
Nobody knows who he is. And he's like, hey, I used to be that guy.
He's certainly old enough where he can get away with that.
Yeah, so... yeah, a lot of those. I grew up with a lot of weird names. A lot of people never even heard of, and it's like, well, these people were fucking wizards in their field. You know.
Interesting.
Tommy Tedesco was another one. My brother Daryl had fucking had held in high esteem. And his most recognizable thing, that guy did a lot of shit. He's dead now. But
I laughed at that.
One of the things that you would recognize that guy for is the I Dream of Jeannie theme song.
Oh.
And that in the background, the plucking is him. So now, having said that, it really cheapens his entire body of work that he did over a lifetime.
Imagine that being the thing you're known for.
But commercially, that is what that's absolutely it.
Is his estate still making money off of
I'm
that?
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, so at the end of the day, even if it's shitty, at least it's got longevity,
Yeah.
right?
They were just, but it's just such a weird amalgam of musicians. It's like, man, how come nobody's ever heard of this guy? Because this guy he's the best guitar player to live or whatever. It seemed like that really kind of came out to be in the case a lot. But I'm going to fucking see Tommy Tedesco, and he died in 97. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Well, he's born in 1930. I knew he was an old man even in the 80s.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Golly. Yeah, well, that's a good run.
Yeah, absolutely. But there were all these really elite musicians. Like, fuck me, you'd get the ones like out of out of bass players. Everybody knew who Jaco Pastorius was. Because it was trendy to know who Jaco Pastorius was because he fucking played on Bitches Brew and other albums for Miles Davis. Fine.
Okay.
But man, there were a lot of other bass players nobody ever fucking heard of who were just crazy. Crazy, amazing bass players. But
it's ironic how that works out.
It is. I mean, the most talented shit's not going to be the most commercially accessible.
No, not usually. It's kind of why orchestras are dying.
I wondered about that. We were talking about the shit the pandemic killed off. I almost wonder if orchestras and big fucking string sections are done for.
I think that unless you're in like a big metro proper, I think, yeah. I mean, it's been out the door. I mean, I was in a program, but I feel like I was the last age group that really emphasized. Band is still big in a lot of places, but I think it's because band instruments are a little bit more accessible monetarily. They're not as easy to break. And
we got a friend of ours.
Usually you're renting one, not buying one.
Yeah,
we got a friend of ours, and
his
daughter played tuba. I can't imagine what the fuck those things cost.
Yeah, that shit's probably lost.
It's like this salvage value alone, just like weight and scrap would be fucking huge.
So that's real brass. All right, we'll give you like $300 for it.
I forgot about the renting thing. I guess that makes sense. I was thinking about the schools purchasing them and then the students borrowing them. But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, when I was going through school, the school I went to emphasized strings through elementary, and you couldn't play brass until junior high.
Interesting.
Moved to El Paso, they had a very different concept. Strings to 4th grade, brass 5th and 6th and beyond.
Okay.
I wanted to be a trumpet player, and I was already behind 2 fucking years.
Oh, no.
And I was a kid that had other shit going on. I mean, I'm trying to run D&D sessions, trying to fucking,
That's fair.
Trying to make a fucking living.
trying to sneak off, get a score a J once in a while, and here I am, way behind the curve, trying to learn how to play trumpet. Fucking 2 years behind my peers.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, didn't happen.
Didn't work out.
And here we are
That's
many
fair.
years later, and you're still doing tabletop and scoring dope.
Yeah. Playing different instruments. Instruments that make sense now.
That's right. Just as beautiful, but more suiting a style benefiting you.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah, and, playing guitar is a far better way to go. So if you're a parent and you're thinking, man, I don't want my kid to grow up to be cool, well, don't let him play guitar. But and I made the mistake of following Strymon because I'm in the process of putting together that all Strymon board.
Oh, so you're just trying to get rid of that money as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's right. They dropped a new product yesterday.
Was it the reverb pedal?
Yes.
I saw that on Sweetwater's Facebook today.
Fucking of course you did. And if you follow Strymon, you saw it a solid 20 times today.
Oh, man.
So
Similar price point?
Lower, because it's a smaller pedal. It's not the size.
I was going to say, it did look like your average size kind of stomp box.
It is smaller than Strymon's standard,
Yeah.
which a lot of people are okay with. I am not. I mean, the one of the nice things about Strymon is at least they're fucking visually pleasing because their cabs all fit together.
Okay.
You know?
Brushed metal, fucking just a color
Yeah.
that they choose, and
So-
that's about it.
So the Cloudburst, they decided, well, let's make it smaller. This might be more accessible for people, and let's drop that price down to $279.
$279 for a fucking Strymon. Wow.
And I will say this is that from what I can ascertain, if you got a little bit of reverb and you got a night sky, you're going to make every sound and fucking thousands of more that the Cloudburst can't.
Yeah.
So,
Working in concert, though.
yeah. That's where Strymon is really excelling at right now, though, is because they'll have a bigger unit. In case in point, some Mobius I don't have yet. It's going to be the second, third pedal down the road. The Mobius has 12 fucking settings, and in each of those settings, they have got fucking parameters for days that you can fine tune in like 5 different aspects. Sure. So even one preset is going to be very, very different when you get done fucking around with it. So what they basically did is they took the Big Sky reverb and found the cloud setting and basically made a pedal off of that. A lot of people have been begging them to do that with the Mobius with their Destroyer setting because you can put it in and implement cracks and pops and sounds, so it sounds like vinyl, in case that's a thing you need to do, or a little off static, or anything ambient that kind of fucks with your tone a little bit in a complimentary way. Yeah. But that's kind of where they're at. And I didn't mean to nerd out and go down a weird rabbit hole of fucking stomp box shit.
Hey, they got their hooks in you, bud.
Yeah. And I'm a gear dummy anyway, so
I blame myself.
Get that tax money back, and I'll be getting a Strymon Flint, which that one does have. It's a reverb and trim pedal, but that one will actually probably replace the Night Sky, and I'll put the Night Sky then at the end of the chain, and it'll just be a wackadoodle. Like, I don't know if I'm looking.
I want this to sound really different and cool.
Yeah. We'll play some really crazy outer space ambient music. So,
ooh.
Yeah.
I like outer space.
As well, because as of right now, I'm using the Night Sky just as the reverb, and that feels like using a claw hammer to kill a fly, you know.
Fair shout.
Anyway, it's the Mead for Metal podcast where we get together and listen to me nerd out on music gear, apparently.
And now we're done. Let's get to drinking.
Let's drink. Which actually, I am drinking a little bit this week. A little mead. I think I was drinking a little mead last week, too, though.
I do believe so.
I did have a little whiskey yesterday, and by a little, I mean I drank the neck out of a new bottle and finished off the lower third of another. So
got the ass of one and the neck of another.
That's it. Ass and neck all day long.
That's a fucking pop song right there waiting to happen.
I'll go with things that are too big on Kardashians, Bob.
Hey now. How's everybody doing?
Not too bad.
Well,
you were kind of down earlier, huh?
I was, man. I was like oddly. I don't know if down's even the right word. I just didn't feel like doing anything.
You don't know how close it was to me and you doing a podcast.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was gonna. Well, I mean, the thing is, I would have still hung out. Just like, I don't know if I'm in the mood to do this today. I just didn't feel my spry, chipper self. But thankfully, that it passed. I mean, somewhat. It's still kind of there, but now I'm drinking, smoking weed, and eating weed cookies. I'm feeling a little better.
Feels like life is a little better now. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I can see that both of you survived Groundhog Day. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Well, in bulk for me, but Groundhog Day for everyone else.
So we're still trusting little rodents. We drag them out of the ground and make them see their shadow or not, and figure out what the weather's going to do. And it turns out that little bastard is actually more incorrect than the fucking weather service, which is weird.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it at 39%.
39.
I was
39%.
like, what the hell?
There are animals that pick the Super Bowl to get it right more.
It's just why I'm like, why? What? And who started this? And then there's this weird committee of dudes with top hats.
Bunch of white dudes with top hats that walk up to Gobbler's Knob and drag that little asshole out.
And they have like nicknames. Like, no shit. It's just one is Icebreaker. I don't know the others. Sorry, I watched a news segment on it today. So like, but I was just like, what is with this weird ritualistic behavior surrounding?
It's called merchandise sales.
I guess.
It's called cash money dollars.
I'm sure it's called tourism. I'm sure there's lots of shit.
They'll get a lot of people to go just witness this and buy like a fucking...
a shirt.
Like a Ponzatani Phil fucking carved into a bit of wood.
I'm assuming that fucking town would be a ghost town if it wasn't for this shit, right?
I'm sure.
I'm not
I don't
super
know
familiar
a lot.
with it.
I need to look it up, but what is it? Gobbler's Knob?
Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah,
which really,
was like,
that sounds like where you want to get a blowjob, right?
It does. I was like, well then.
Gobble that knob, bitch.
So that's where the saying came from.
Oh my God.
So y'all hear about we got the first religious abortion clinic?
Yeah, I think that's the most metal thing that happened this week.
Whoa. What?
Yeah. Brought to you by the Satanic Church.
Oh. Okay.
It's Samuel Alito's mom's telehealth clinic in New Mexico.
Samuel Alito, the fucking
Literally
Supreme Court guy?
Samuel Alito's mom's.
She's
fucking
She's
joke.
a Satanist?
No, they're trolling him. I'm sure they're gonna get the banhammer on the name, but
yeah. So the name is Samuel Alito's mom. Okay.
Yeah.
I about had a fucking
Alito's
heart attack
mom.
for a second. All right.
No. No, they named it out. In fact, I wish I should have saved the press conference so I could read it, but it's very funny.
Wow. Maybe religion doesn't need to be in the middle of everything. That's maybe just a view I've got. I don't know.
I'll take it. I'm like, look, if one side can do one thing, then why not one side do the other? But I agree with you. I just feel like it all just needs to be.
And by the way, that is here in the great state of New Mexico.
Yes, it is a telehealth
I love
clinic.
it. I fucking love it.
I think it's hilarious.
Telehealth for abortions, though. How do you do that?
First trimester, you can get medical abortion.
Oh,
medicine.
Right.
Pill.
Oh, the shit they're trying to get rid of.
Yes, mifepristone and misoprostol.
And
you can't mail that.
Not to mention the great thing is they call it the world's first religious abortion clinic.
Man,
I love it.
I almost feel like maybe Lamb of God might be involved in this somehow.
They should be if they're
or
not.
Ghost or somebody, right?
I honestly, man, they're losing their minds about this.
Here's
the other side is like losing it.
This Right to Life executive director. I love her quote because they're doing the exact same thing. They're trying to make it a religious right so that they can use, I guess, the First Amendment right to practice. But that's different. Freedom of speech and religion. It's just an egregious thing. Is that right?
Because you don't agree with
it.
it.
Is that right? Close.
I don't agree with this, so therefore it's got to be bad.
Like, what are you going to do? It's religion. It's protected.
What a bunch of assholes we are as a nation, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
100%.
The best part's right here.
Yeah.
This is the best part of this town.
I'd say that's not saying a bunch.
As I take a big pull off a beer.
Yeah.
Best part of town right here, right now.
Best, Jerry, best.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I was just really not feeling a podcast today, but I'm there now. It would have been weird to be like, y'all just get it done. I'll show up like a half hour later and I'll get it uploaded.
If I was to ever say, yeah, I don't really feel like really talking today, everybody I know would go, well, this motherfucker's lying to all of us.
What's wrong? Or I would just wonder what was wrong.
I've never heard this son of a bitch shut his mouth more than a minute.
Yeah, you like to chat, and I like that. But yes, I would be very concerned if you're like, yeah, I don't want to talk today.
And it's not even that. It was just this.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing right now, I wasn't really digging when the day began.
You're afraid you're going to offend everybody listening? Is that the...
Nah, just afraid I'll just be like, yeah, that's real cool. Yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, let's go to LJ for that segment. All right, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know, I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring the heat.
Right.
Woo.
I'm a heat bringer. That's what I do.
Fire.
I have reviews on the internet to prove that.
Well.
El Fuego.
That's one of the things that perked me up today, actually. Maybe that's what it was. I just needed like a little bit of a positivity bump. I don't know. Hey, you know, I can be happy only so many days in a row.
A little kick in the ass by karma itself. Is that the...
Yeah, but I've been paying into that fund. I haven't been withdrawing. I've been paying into the karmic fund.
I don't know. I know what you and I joke about around here. I feel like we fucking
Jokes
deplete
don't
that
jokes
fund
don't count against karma. Goddammit.
Yeah, you're allowed to tell jokes. It's so you don't do bad shit. That's why you
The
joke
ether
about
knows I'm a big goof. It knows, so I should not be. That should not be counted against me.
Yeah, I'd say our humor around here is not dark humor. It's blackened humor.
It's charred humor. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people like those hot dogs just black.
Ugh.
That's our humor.
Oh, you mean weirdos, right?
Hey,
Only if
gotta
it
have
was
good char
in
in a
the
dog.
fire, the literal fire, like over a campfire. Otherwise, absolutely not.
I don't.
you ain't
I don't
cooked a
go
hot
till they're
dog
black.
over the old gas stove. Believe me, that's a thing I did.
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
it was disgusting.
Poverty's fun.
hilarious.
Poverty's fun.
Tried to do it. Yeah, other things. Just like, I just want a fucking charred dog, and it's the only fire I got.
Now, I will say, though, if you're camping and it's over a fucking wood fire, like, you know, you brought some shit along with you to burn or whatever, not lumber, but, I mean, actual fucking, like, you know, buying bundles. A lot of places sell firewood or
Sure.
whatever.
Yep.
Man, a fucking hot dog right over those things.
It's
They
good.
stop being hot dogs. They turn into sausages.
Yeah, it's really delicious. There's nothing better.
So this is what made me happy, guys. So we're doing this. I'm not a big fan of being rated for anything.
Oh gosh.
But
Like RAIDED or...
well, either or actually. I don't want to be rated or rated.
RATED.
Oh,
So,
that's
like-
ratted.
Yeah, I won't be ratted on either. I've done too much in this life.
Well, no, rate
But
with a D. Never mind.
I've had 11 people fucking tell me I'm okay.
Hell
You're
yeah.
all right. Look at that. And nothing bad. No
Yeah.
1 through 4 stars. Not but 5 over here.
Ow, ow.
Well,
You know-
5-star Brandon.
That's right, Brandon Barajas, 5-star bitch.
5-star Brandon.
And I've made a whopping $48 because of it.
Good
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Look at that shit. So you know, I guess I just had to have my
Ego stroked.
no. Well, doesn't hurt. Don't hurt at all. But I just need a little more reaffirmation that I was like, I'm still kicking ass.
Yeah,
Oh, I get it.
You know, even kick ass people can get bored kicking ass.
absolutely.
All right, I'm done talking my shit up. We're good.
So what is the big shit going on with you other than being fucking 5-star Brandon?
Ooh, hey now. I hope that name sticks. Oh,
Start wearing that shit on your name tag. Motherfuckers got to give you 5 then.
you'd be surprised. That'd be great. I'm gonna put that on my beanie. I don't know. I'm kind of glad the football season's over.
Yeah, that came to a crashing in last Sunday for you. Well, here's the advantage if you have me as a friend, which only like 4 of you do. But I will root for your goddamn team every bit as hard as you do
Yeah.
in the postseason.
Hey, at least you only had to worry about doing that for about 15 minutes.
That legitimately that game wrapped up real fast. The 49ers, their quarterback got injured very early in the game, can't throw. They bring in his backup. He gets fucking injured, out of the game, gone by.
And-
They had lost, actually, their backup quarterback like week 7 or 8 earlier in the season. Without quarterbacks, the only thing they can do is bring in a running back who used to be a quarterback when he was in high school.
Oh, no.
And even then, Brandon's like, fuck that. That guy was injured the week before. You don't want to do that because that guy might really blow out his entire,
You don't need him tearing a calf or nothing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So basically, all they could do for the remaining 3.5 quarters of play was just to hand off the ball. So everything's going to be a run. It's not that fucking hard if the other team knows what you're going to do every time.
Oh, my God.
But it also, losing like that makes it a little easier to handle,
sure,
too.
because it's not like
it's a gut punch that happened 30 minutes into the game, and
we're fucked now.
After that,
okay.
I believe those were my exact words to you after they came back from commercial. They showed Brock Purdy on the side, like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Never mind, this is done. We're done here.
Man, and that guy's going to have to get Tommy John surgery, which you only usually see out of baseball players, so that means he's out for 9 to 12 months.
And who knows how that arm is going to be when he comes back.
I mean, let me.
Well, baseball players come back throwing harder, actually.
So that Rookie of the Year movie is true?
Not to that degree.
I was going to say
Fuck that's not. There's no
kid got
medical truth in that.
Got like a cadaver tendon from like a superstar or something, and he's
What
like,
the fuck?
But yeah, no, because Tommy John surgery, they go in and they loop it. And so they shorten it, so you've got a much higher fucking snapback on a throw.
ooh, well, he was hoping. Shit.
Football, I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't see why it wouldn't. Because I was going to say, like, well, baseball's, a lot more about power and precision. So is fucking football. So is the quarterback position. It's the same as being a pitcher in baseball. You're still throwing an object, and you're trying to throw it really hard and really accurately. Fuck, if anything, he might be a better quarterback after this is done. But that's just such a fucking crazy surgery to have to do at this young part of his career. That dude's fucking graduated college last year.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
That guy was at Iowa State 1 year ago right now.
He's so young.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's horrifying.
All right, guys, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay?
And then the other game, you get the feeling. See, there's a lot of people out there, not the flat earthers, but people that are very similar in many ways.
Keeping the streak alive.
Yeah, got to keep that alive, man. No, they're kind of dumb, like flat earthers. No, but well, we all know.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. There are some people saying that they believe that NFL games might be fixed. And after watching that Kansas City game last Sunday, I don't know. I saw a couple of do-overs, which you never see in football. Some shit that just didn't fucking set right. And then you got, and if you look at the other side of it, I'm like, man, they keep getting fucked. There were no favors given there.
Nah.
That's so
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't want to be that guy because you do
Sure.
sound like a goddamn crazy conspiracy theorist.
Sure.
But
I've always been curious, though, if there's stuff like that happens.
I don't know.
There's corruption at every level of every professional sport, in my opinion.
There's some people who made some pretty good sense saying, man, the NFL makes more money if the game is close.
Yep.
And suddenly, next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire, and can folks say, Jed, move away from there? California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and moved up Beverly.
So they loaded up that hunk of shit they called a truck.
I really do. I don't want to be among that crowd, but it does look bad once in a while when there's a game. Blowouts don't fucking do anything for ratings, and they want ratings. The NFL wants ratings, which sounds weird to say. Because they shouldn't give a shit, but they fucking do because it's all money.
Well, because if their ratings are high, then they're more likely to get sponsorships.
Advertisers go ape shit. I'm like,
Yep.
man, we're dumb if we don't advertise.
Yep.
And then that way they can turn around and justify companies spending millions of dollars for a 30-second spot in the Super Bowl.
Horrifying.
And it ain't going to be Budweiser.
And it's going to be the city of assholes.
Isn't like Miller Lite doing that?
City of assholes?
Well, I mean the beer, the main beer commercial this year.
I don't know. It used to be Budweiser, and then they stopped last year.
Yeah.
Decided they'll, spend money in other ways, I guess.
Quit monopolizing the beer game on football.
I don't know, but man, I'm not going to sit around drinking Coors Light and watching fucking football. My tap water's got more body,
Probably get you more fucked up, too.
A little bit. My tap water? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty rough around here. Well,
Krista, so we dealt with Brandon and his
thankfully.
week. How's yours going? Do the good people know what you do, or is that something we're keeping under wraps?
In regards to
What you're working on right now
we
to
can
be
talk
to
about
be a
it.
grown up.
my nursing school.
Yeah.
Adventures, I guess. They're
Sure.
going well. They're just busy. It's a
Yeah.
lot of information in a short amount of time. So like I have 3 written exams and a lab assessment.
They're
next
supposed to
week.
like beat you down. That's what it is.
Well,
right?
that's what they're trying to do, and I'm, being typical me.
all fucking resilient and such.
I'm like, I'm too old for this shit, y'all. Sorry. Maybe these youngsters are afraid, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. They wow. And outside of that, and you're kind of a homebody when it's not when you're not busy with school.
Well, that and yeah, I mean, the work I've been doing with Eastern New Mexico Rising. So
Yeah, trying to keep access for people for basically what's a God-given right. Yeah,
yeah.
God's given right, whichever. And then on my side of it, we've got a weird one going on. I don't usually talk about my work-related shit, but I've been in a transition phase of ownership for 7 months now.
Oh, I
something
thought
like
it
that.
was done.
It is,
Okay.
but the old owner was still staying on
Oh, okay.
until he wasn't. And
Oh.
so now that's where we're at,
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. So the whole world's in flux. A lot of people nervous. Me, I feel a little better about things. So
Yeah,
because I
sure.
kind of live.
Funny how that works.
I live in the pocket of chaos. Is what I do. Like, all right, hip pocket time.
Well-controlled chaos.
Other than that shit, I don't know, man. Do we want to go ahead and do the thing? Because when we go to get the medal update for the week from LJ, I'm
Sure.
gonna be throwing some fucking enchiladas in the oven.
Don't
'Cause the
fucking
timing
tell you
works out
people
that
will
right.
show up. Don't tell them people this.
Well, we'll throw on an ad in them and record tomorrow and tell them how great it
It's
was.
all chopped ham sandwiches.
Chopped
Chopped
ham.
ham sandwiches.
You know that type of shit with the devil on it?
Ugh.
Gross.
Fucking like the Underwood's deviled
Yes,
ham.
yes.
Anything from Underwood, it was like, why does all this smell like cat food? Like wet cat food, all of it.
Ew.
Because that's what ground up ham in a
The,
can smells like.
Yeah,
no.
deviled ham and potted meat product.
Oh, gross. No.
Now, I'm cool with potted meat.
Oh god, it's mystery meat in a fucking weird can that they charge you like what a fucking can of tuna would cost you. Eat tuna, it's goodness in a can.
What about corned beef? We can't.
Corned beef is horrible because that shit comes from Hormel, so there's some lips and assholes in it.
God.
But that's what I buy it for.
You buy Bar S products too?
No. I refuse.
Hot Links I used to.
Yeah.
I don't eat
When I found out that Hot Links from Allsup's were Bar S Hot Links,
Yeah.
I just started buying Bar S Hot Links.
When I found out Bar S was basically owned by Allsup's, because when I was working at one at an Allsup's, they're like, yeah, we got to get this shit out the door. Charge them $1 a package. It's like, how long you been sitting on bacon to where you're worried about it going bad?
Like $1 a pound, really?
Yeah. Now
This is
that
a
was,
Ew,
cured
ew, ew.
meat.
Yeah, I don't
that's back
won't
years
eat
ago, but
RS at all. It grosses me out.
yeah.
I've had a Bar S Hot Link in like 15 years.
I thought Bar S bacon was interesting because I did buy one package and I thought, shouldn't there be something that's pinkish or brownish in this fucking strip of bacon
There
instead of
should
mostly
be.
white and a
Yeah.
weird off-white?
Oh no!
The fat
Ew.
and the fattish.
Fun times.
Well, now I'm hungry for some cheap bacon.
God damn it, break out the Bar S hot dogs, huh?
Bah.
Talk about some questionable shit going into a meat casing, huh?
Oh,
Let's get that little pink torpedo of joy over there, huh?
I like it when they call them wieners.
Come have yourself a wiener, huh?
Like, what kind of wiener is it? It's a meat wiener, okay?
I think that's reserved for a generation older than mine, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anybody my age or younger calling them wieners.
Yeah. Yeah.
not unless they're being a pervert.
Not unless you're talking about dicks.
When I-
Well, come over here and look at my wiener. You ain't talking about hot dogs. I'm telling you fucking right now.
When I lived in upstate New York, there was a eatery right up the hill called Dallas Hot Wieners.
All right.
Yeah. And
I
honestly,
don't know who this Dallas fella is, but
I think they were trying to like promote it as something like from Texas.
yeah. Come get yourself a Texas hot dog, what they're known for down there.
But it was like a diner to do like tuna melts and chicken sandwiches
Yum,
and shit.
I love a tuna melt.
But the chili that they would put on their fucking wieners, Pretty good.
Who has the best tuna melt?
I do.
That I don't know. I haven't had a good one in a long time.
I haven't had a good one ever. And that's why I was asking. I thought, you know what? Let's get the fucking top shelf. Next time I go somewhere and one of those are there, I will give it a try.
Yeah. I know we're here. I'm trying to
Oddly,
remember.
a patty melt, I actually like what Denny's has going on. That's the weird fucking thing.
Like
Denny's serves trash, but their patty melts are all right.
Can't even really get one of those around here, right?
Patty melt, they have them at Bandolera, which was pretty good because they put green chili on it.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Mark's used to have a really good one.
Bandolera's all right because you can get flights of beers on your lunch break.
That's right.
Exactly.
And deep fried.
Four 4-ounce beers. It only comes out to 1 pint, eh?
Really makes you feel like you don't have a drinking problem, right? No.
I almost got Roosevelt's, but they have their normal pizzas back. So I got last time I was there. And actually, it was good.
I'm done with that place.
Yeah. Have you decided no more?
Well, fuck, they don't even serve beer-flavored beer anymore. Man, if you're into like raspberries and shit or some fucking weird fruit-based stuff, they had their Bull Moose Stout for about a week and a half, apparently. But I don't know because I don't go out. And if I do go out, well, you better roll out the red carpet.
Frank and I were there a couple weekends ago, maybe 3. I don't know. It's been a minute, but they had a few stouts and I think an IPA and
yeah, but they're getting ready
ale?
for spring. Getting all them fruit beers going.
I just know that they didn't have nearly that many fruit beers. It was a lot of other stuff.
I know they had to close down half their locations, so.
Oh, yeah. I saw. I was like, well, our Clovis location is now closed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Forever?
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's so sad. We only went there once, and it was cute. It was just like basically it reminded me of like a New York style pizzeria where you just like can walk in, get a few slices, get some beer or whatever. That's sad that they couldn't sustain it.
Yeah, well, they were only open like 6 hours a day. Or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a Mexican food place here in this town. I really like. I like their hot sauce. That's where that shit's at because it makes my ears ring.
Sure.
And it's a little hard for a place to do that. And I'll get a couple of burritos from there usually, I don't know, every other week or something like that. They decide they're going to close at 2 o'clock in the afternoon every day. Now, effectively becoming a breakfast and brunch and lunch place. And like, what do you do for evenings around here? I don't know. I don't know why you
don't go there.
Dick, there's nothing. I mean, Little Caesars closed. Not that I was going there extensively.
R.I.P.
When Mark's became another Mexican restaurant, I was like, dude, how many more? I'm okay. I like Mexican food, but I liked Mark's because it was like just an American.
It was like a diner.
Yeah.
It had the diner vibe.
Exactly.
I almost thought a place that had like the means to smoke meats on premises and do barbecue and shit like that would go well around here. But what do I know?
Well, and we have a place like that, but they're open like 4 hours for 2 days or something
like Coach J's, right?
Coach J's.
Yeah, and on the weekend.
And their food is really good, but yeah, I'm like, bro, you're open 2 days a week for very short, very select hours.
Dude, and their pulled pork's like $10.
I'm not saying it's not pricey, but it's good. They do a loaded, like a dirty fries, but with their brisket. And then I think it's their potatoes instead of fries. Oh my God.
Chingao.
It's fucking good.
Wow.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That sounds all right.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's basically Irish nachos or whatever.
But
the fuck
again,
you call it.
it's that place is really small, and again, only open a couple of days.
Exactly. So. Yeah, we're kind of screwed around here as far as food places are concerned. It's pretty disappointing.
What do we want to go ahead and move along, get the metal update for the week?
I think we need to inject a little energy in here, and I think we got just the guy.
I got to get some enchiladas going. Got to get a little whiskey and
Enchiladas, whiskey, and
whiskey.
Ooh,
that's a whole chilada whiskey you got there.
goddamn, we're pooping out T-shirts left and right.
It's time to get the lowdown. What's going down with LJ?
And now it's time for the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. I'm LJ as usual, and today we've got some fucking metal for you. Finally, after all this teasing and waiting for 2 weeks, you guys are finally going to get what you deserve. A boot to the ass and hopefully... No, just kidding. I'm going to go ahead and read you off some cool bands that are coming out. So, there's a band called Memoriam, and they have an album out called Rise to Power. And this shit is definitely worth buying. If you're into metal, this is a perfect way not only to kick off the list, but also to kick off your weekend. So go check their shit out right now. Like, stop this podcast, go listen to that album, and then come back. We'll be here. I promise. Next up on this list is some old-fashioned death metal with the band Sanguisugabog, I think that's how you pronounce it anyways, and their album Homicidal Ecstasy. I was watching the video to Face Ripped Off, and I was basically distracted during the entire video because it was so fucking heavy, and the video is cheesily graphic. I'll just put it that way. And yeah, it's actually nice to see a death metal video every once in a while. So yeah, check this motherfuckers out. This is definitely worth your time. Just don't get your face ripped off, because they will rip it off. They're not fucking around. Because I don't think they are. Anyway, speaking of fucking around, there's this band called The Winery Dogs. Anyway, they have an album out called 3, that's Roman numeral 3, I. I don't know why I had to say I, but whatever. So anyways, they sound just like Journey if they were to listen to too much Pearl Jam and then enter the studio and go, let's play some fucking rock, man. Or however the fuck they talk. I mean, they're Canadian, I think, right? Or they're from, like, Seattle or something. I don't know where the fuck they're from. Anyway, my point is, yeah, they sound pretty good. They're a rock band. And it sounds pretty worth listening to. I could jam to this. It's not really one of those bands you headbang or anything to, but it's a nice little relaxation in case you're not in the mood for death or thrash or doom or anything like that. Anything good. So let's move on to something that is a little heavier, shall we? Like the band Mithridatum with their album Harrowing. Just Harrowing, that's it. I'm not exactly sure what nationality these guys are, but God, are they fucking heavy. Starts off with a blast beat also, which immediately caught my attention, which is like old school death metal. By the way, they're a death metal band. Did I mention that? Anyways, I also thought it was kind of funny because the album only has about, let's see. Yeah, 5 songs on it. And guess what the runtime of the album is? You'll never believe it. 35 minutes. 35 minutes and 21 seconds. So there you go. There's a death metal album you can digest in the time it takes to take a shit. A healthy shit. Like, not one of those wussy shits where you just, like, kind of poop and then you, like, stand up and then you gotta shit again. No. I'm saying we just continuously... I'll move on. Finally on this list, we've got the band Lansdowne with their album Medicine. Now, I think it sounds pretty cool. It's commercial metal, which ain't bad. But, allow me to read some of the comments on the full album that has been posted to YouTube. So one of the comments, the first one says, and I quote, "Oh, O-H." You know, that's it. Another comment, the only other comment on this video, says, and I quote, "No me gusta." So, yeah. I guess these people are too busy listening to other bands like, you know, the ones I mentioned earlier in the podcast. So, to each their own, whatever. I thought they were just something that was like a palate cleanser, you know? Like talking about taking a big healthy shit right after you finish talking about Mead. So anyway, right now I think that's it. But before we move on, I've got to give you my album recommendation of the week. I keep saying week, but I meant weeks because it's 2 weeks. So anyways, the album that I'm recommending this time is actually something that will be definitely worth your time. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. It's by Fear Factory, and it's called Demanufacture. Yeah, motherfucker. Taking a trip all the way back to the 90s for this one. And I gotta say, this is one album that I don't mind listening to front to back over and over and over on repeat. It just seems like it just has this power and precision to it that you don't get with music that was from that era, you know what I mean? It just, like, it seems mechanical, and that's what I love about Fear Factory. If you've ever seen these guys perform live, which I haven't, but I've watched them on YouTube, these guys are like machines whenever they perform. It's amazing. So go check it out. Check out these albums. Take it back, Kevin and Brandon, and whoever else is in the meat hall. See ya, fuckers. Rock the fuck on. Laters.
Had a real banana split lately? Or a freshly made strawberry shortcake? When was your last hot fudge sundae? Maybe it's time to refresh your memory.
So get that very wonderful feeling. Sunday, Sundays and more. At your very wonderful, really wonderful Baskin Robbins ice cream store.
Fucking Lansdowne. Hands down, that's Lansdowne.
What?
Lead guitar player playing an LTD, though.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, that's a fucking musician's instrument right there.
So after we listen to LJ, we always got to kind of chime in a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to mention, but one of the three of us was talking shit about him and how wrong he was, and it turns out he's fucking actually right on the balls.
Yeah. Fear Factory. That particular. Oh, you.
Oh, no, I was
No,
talking
he
about the
was
Green
talking
Day.
about Green Day versus Anti-Flag.
Yeah.
Oh, let's.
That's 87 and 88.
Yep.
And one of us thought that shit was like 10 years apart.
I
and it was
did.
Right,
Whoops.
it was right there.
Yeah, that was goddamn 97's when Time of Your Life came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and you'd adamantly said, no, that shit is like early 90s at the
Well,
fucking at the
I know
latest.
Basket Case was like 94.
Yeah, but yeah, 87 and 88 for those two bands.
It's
So.
crazy.
But Fear Factory, what was that?
Fear Factory, good. He chose well. Now I don't know if I could listen.
Deconstructed, though? Or
Demanufactured.
Demanufactured?
Deconstructed. That's actually a.
I was going to say,
That's
not
a
Fear
Bush
Factory.
album. That's a
Yeah.
Bush album.
Right.
But a similar kind of vein. It's because
A follow-up to something that's wildly successful.
Fear
that kind of
Factory.
fell off.
Fear Factory did Demanufacture, and then they put out a remix album called Remanufacture. Bush kind of did the same thing with
So
that
like Load and
Deconstructed.
Reload.
No, those are no. There are no. All those songs are at the same time. I will defend those two albums to my death.
Well, you know, but you
When
got
I
one,
die.
and you got one, and you got a follow-up, right?
When I die, both those albums being played back to back, and I expect all of you to sit through it
Why would you do that?
because I love all of you.
We'll have it down at a conversational level. Don't worry.
You keep it to a whisper because there will be people there mourning and jamming at the same time. All right.
And some Whisker biscuits over there mourning, right?
Oh my fucking God.
Well, that would be a pretty hip wake right there.
Yeah. I didn't expect this much minge at a fucking dead guy's thing.
All right, fuck that. I'm having the wake here at the meat hall. I'll just let you deal with it.
All right.
Yay.
Selfies are cool. I'm all right with that. As long as the corpse looks good enough.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
I don't want to be like G.G. Allen where they didn't even wash it because he specifically didn't want his body to be washed when he
I'm
died.
putting you on a pyre and you're being put back into the ether. I don't know what
But
you're talking
although
about.
if it's closed casket, I'll get a few snaps in. But
No
you know.
caskets. Incorrect.
Climb in there, fucking hey. Hey, you know what?
Sorry, this guy looks like some shit out of Creep Show.
I want my
my
death to be fun.
Well, yeah, we'll dance
Whimsical.
around your burning
Yeah.
body. That sounds like fun.
Well, all right. There better be at least one naked person, male, female. I don't give a fuck, dancing around the flames
Yep.
after about like 8 Chardonnays.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
Fucking Ruben. That's your man.
I'll
Yeah.
join him. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the race. It's like I want to die first, so Ruben can dance at my
right.
wake
Yeah.
because I don't dance.
Oh.
I mean, I'll get nude, but I'm gonna dance. Just gonna stand there.
You don't just like no one can see me.
Even
you
at
know,
my even
doing
at
a
my
funny-
job.
You can't do like a slight movement of your hips here, like I am.
No,
Side to side.
I'm not like one of those noodle people outside a used car store. I just can't do it.
Look, that's not even noodling.
I'm more a like a silent Bob. That's how I dance.
But if you're using your hips, you can windmill.
Yeah, but I can't do that.
Not even like a Tina booty pop.
Now, occasionally I can do it where like I start thrusting my hips in and out very furiously fast.
To where your dong slaps you right in the butthole.
That's right. And then on that third slap, here's where the magic happens. On that third slap, you close your legs and turn around and show everybody.
Unfortunately, I think there's actually a name for that, and I think it's Japanese. But it's,
Well, I know it's
Goodness.
something Steve-O got paid a lot of money to do on a
course
daily
he did.
basis.
Of course.
God damn, that guy is the voice of reason now.
That's where we're at.
Steve-O actually says he's worried about Bam Margera dying.
Oh my.
Dude, they just did a podcast together.
Yeah.
Fucking Bam out of rehab.
Well, that's where this all came from.
And Steve-O and Bam were like fucking on a comedy tour together.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Which back in the day it used to be like it was a tour where one would do skate tricks and kick people in the dick, and Steve-O would staple his dick to his leg.
Yes, he would do psycho shit.
I miss those good old days, man.
That guy's just a psycho. That's a guy that clearly. I don't buy the argument when people are like, man, I don't drink. It's like, what? Well, why? Right? I mean, But that's a guy who's like, fuck me, that guy is crazy as shit when he's sober. He doesn't need to drink.
No,
At
no
his
drinking.
worst, he was doing 500 whippets a day.
Yeah,
damn.
that dude was always on
500 a
yeah.
day?
There
I'm so
is
glad he stopped. Holy shit.
He
that's
had it
horrifying.
down to a science where he like was like one of those whipped cream containers where you'd put the propellant in and then you put and have your own thing. There'd be no whipped cream in there; it'd just be the gas. He had it down to a science where he could breathe that shit in while he's holding it in, take that shit out, put another one in, exhale that hit, and then take
do
another.
one.
That's fucking crazy.
Man, that Steve-O documentary is hard to watch.
Yeah,
Although
okay.
I only say that because I had a coworker that used to do whippets on the job. So
Jesus.
it's like, hey, that's not maybe the best way. And then
I've done whippets like 2 or 3 times in my life, and that is not something I would ever suggest. I'm like, no, just
That's a
period.
tough
Don't
one.
do it. Don't
That's a
do that
tough
shit.
one.
It's horrifying.
And he
There's
was like
this,
doing legit nitrous.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
insane.
well, there was this shit when I was in junior high school, and they called it Rush. But it was fucking jet fuel, and you just sniff that and kind of fuck you up in the head for about 30 seconds or so.
How the fuck does one get a hold of jet fuel?
I don't know.
I don't know.
At the jet fuel store?
No, it's literally called Rush, and you could buy it at like gas stations and shit.
I don't know about that part of it, but man, I know that like as in junior high school, then fucking that shit was pretty regular, and they passed around. It'd be like a little canister.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's something I'm thinking. Maybe it's Whippet canisters that I'm thinking.
I don't know, but yeah, you'd go and sniff that, and you'd be fucking kind of fucked up for about 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute. And I don't know how many brain cells is killing.
A lot.
But judging by my problems of retention and fucking recovery, I would say a lot.
People do like paint thinner and anything like
Yeah,
that.
Anything you
people
can
are-
spray into a sock.
Fucking people huffing glue. I never,
Yeah. Has to be a specific kind of glue.
I'll settle with cannabis, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cannabis, psilocybin.
Let's throw natural over it. Now, I won't do peyote buttons again, but
That's one thing I've never done that I would probably at least try.
yeah. No,
But I feel like it fucked me up.
you immediately throw the fuck up, like, I've talked
I'm
about
all right with
dating
that.
this chick that that had like kind of a heroin habit, and she would vomit all the time.
Yeah.
And first time and only time I've ever done peyote, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh fuck me, is this heroin?
That's an opiate in its highest form.
Yeah.
Peyote's all natural though.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's an opiate though. I'd have to
No,
look up
it's
it.
not.
I was
It's
like,
a
I don't think
cactus. It's
chemically
fucking-
it's
it
not.
can't possibly be an opiate.
There's no
so,
way
yeah.
that they're related.
But it is.
have to
But it
go.
is a psychedelic though.
Absolutely. That is 100%.
I don't know. I'm like tripping and throwing up. Like I'm cool with being drunk and like feeling the need, but not while I'm high. Can't do it.
Well, because the thing is, it hits pretty fast. So
I don't like that either. I don't
Yeah.
like fast act. I
Right.
mean, like I like the gradual climb to get there.
right.
It ain't the destination; it's the journey.
Yeah, if it's manufactured, I can't do it.
So no Delta 8 for you.
No Delta 8, no cocaine.
No THCV or
Oh, no.
O or
If it's
8 or
manufactured,
what
can't
the
be.
fuck ever.
No, if it's no.
Good man.
No. One time I wow, I don't think I'm allowed to really tell this tale. One time I had ecstasy.
Okay.
I like ecstasy.
Yeah, well, I was let's see, when the fuck were they finishing up the Statue of Liberty? 85?
Oh my.
86, somewhere in there. And this chick who was a friend of my brother's, she was an older chick, and she was like 30. And I thought she was like an old lady.
Oh.
Yeah. Fed me some fucking ecstasy.
Whoopsie.
And I think that's all I can say.
Like, damn, this is some sour candy. What was this?
Ecstasy's good. LSD's
Yeah.
fun, but yeah, if you're not into it, neither of those are natural.
Yeah. No, if my brother wants to reach out and find out this story, I'll let him know. But yeah, that
Oh
was,
no.
no, it was just a friend of his. It was just a friend. But yeah, but that was a crazy one. But this is back when these motherfuckers were sneaking my ass into Osatunis. It's bar, and I was like 16. You know, yeah. Never got carded then. Then I went in there. First time to ever drink legally, and I got fucking hit with getting carded. So that was fun. Fun times.
Good job. You did it. You won.
Yeah. Man, nostalgia's a hell of a thing. It's like, man, that place is still down there. And I think, fuck, I need to go. But it's not going to be the same.
Sometimes memories are better.
I would say almost every time memories are better than actual.
Yep.
I had this thing the other day. I got a little choked up. My family used to go camping at this place called Fowler Park back in Indiana. And I was reading this shit, and I was looking at photos that were up like on just the regular stock Google, that people had posted or whatever.
Of course.
I got weirdly fucking kind of
Yeah,
like choked up a little.
happens.
I was like, that's weird, right?
I think so.
Because it felt like my childhood came zooming back in.
Sure.
And my childhood was great. It's just everything after sucked.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
I'm the exact opposite. Childhood kind of sucked, but everything else after was pretty good.
That's living right, brother.
I guess. Yeah.
I had a weird life. It's I don't know. I had points of horrifying things and then good things in the middle. So it's been all good for a few years though.
I would like to say the overall average is pretty good.
Yeah, I
You know?
can.
Yeah.
No,
I-
I'm happy.
Well, with
Blessed,
where I'm at
lucky.
now, I have no regrets.
Yeah,
but,
indeed.
No
Same.
regrets. No
Learned some
regurgitation.
hard fucking lessons, but yeah,
It's
I got-
learning
man.
nothing that keeps you young, though.
indeed.
I gotta say, it's wow. It's got to be just fucking atrocious being a woman growing up. And I say this shit
Yeah,
not because
it's
I'm being
rough shit.
some asshole
No,
woke
it's-
fucking jackass. I know what dudes do.
Yeah, it's
so,
pretty rough shit.
yeah.
It's fine. You just kind of get used to it, as horrifying as that
That's-
sounds.
I think that's.
It's
I
like
think.
normalizing pain.
I think that's. I think that's why.
Welcome
Yeah.
to our society.
Yeah. Fucking leg hurts. You're like, well, I'm going to have to deal with that for the rest of my life. Then you just do it.
Yeah.
Women are much more like
Strong ones
the
off,
whole
shit.
Game of Thrones shit, and it's like, man, you're playing a game like 3 steps ahead. That's why all those dudes look fucking like idiots every time. But it's also coincidentally dudes that made women have to be that way.
Yeah. Hey,
Ooh, hard discussions. This
But-
is
I
good
know,
shit.
right?
I don't know.
What happened? What happened talking about Fear Factory and shit?
Yeah, exactly.
And ice
Exactly.
creams.
And ice creams.
So I asked this question at work, and I feel like it's a valid enough one to ask here. The story of your life,
Story of my life. Yeah, okay.
minus the
got a Green Day,
distortion.
right?
That's social distortion.
Oh, that was social distortion. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's right there in that category.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, don't ask me, man. Apparently, I can't tell
Yeah.
Anti-Flag from Green Day.
No, that's social distortion. He's absolutely right. Fuck yeah.
So, the movie of your existence,
Oh,
you get to choose who represents you in your teenage years, your current years, and your later years.
oh God.
Whatever you would define as your later years, feel free. But you're older.
Okay, well,
Well,
Mara-
I can go and know
What actors right now,
What
or
ac-
like from?
ever in life.
okay, so
Well, I think you got to go young Keanu Reeves from fucking Bill and Ted for my younger self.
Oh shit, that's fun.
Not a bad shout. All right. For me, I'm going that fucking redheaded kid from Sandlot.
Aw, that's really cute.
You killing me, Smalls?
Yeah. Younger self, Krista.
Younger self? Like, how young are we talking?
Any, whatever you would
18 and under.
yeah.
No one's like ringing any bells. Jenna Ortega is the only one that comes to mind, but she doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, she's getting really popular from that Wednesday stuff.
Indeed.
Middle self, I'd go Russell Crowe. Like current self or whatever. Yeah.
I would probably go Jonah Hill when he was fat.
I'm starting to really notice a trend with your shit here.
This is fascinating.
I know I'm a realist, motherfucker. I'm not picking no like Brad Pitt or anybody attractive.
Russell Crowe, but primarily because Gladiator. And it's like, well, he's from Australia, and I know he's a cunt. So yeah, that guy.
Actually, I'll take it back. I'm gonna take back Jonah Hill. I'm gonna put Seth Rogen in there
I was
instead.
wondering,
Okay.
I feel like
Might as well go
Seth
so-
Rogen
yeah.
would be
I feel like
great.
that's a bit more accurate.
He is much more
and
accurate.
he's way more laid back than Jonah Hill. is
Yeah,
right now.
unfortunately, Jonah Hill has, like, I feel bad for him. He has a lot of feelings. I'm like, bro, someone needs to give you a big hug.
that documentary.
I
that he
didn't
did.
watch it, but I just, from commentary I've heard from him and just various things, I'm
He
just
wanted
like,
to be a
damn.
serious actor and decided he was the one who's going to cut ties with Seth Rogen. I was like, well, that's the guy fucking buttered your bread and got you the
Yeah.
dance. So,
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's a bummer.
Got to keep your bros nearby, man.
so
Yeah, it's just rough.
who you go with your current self?
So the young one was really hard. I actually went backwards. I knew my old and then middle, and then
Okay.
couldn't figure out a youngest. But
Okay.
middle is Emma Watson easily.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I think
I can see
Is that the Hermione one or the other Emma?
that's the Hermione
Okay.
one.
Because there's like 3 Emmas out there.
There
so. Emma
are,
Thompson,
yeah.
Emma Watson, and
Emma Stone.
Emma
It's-
Stone.
Oh yeah, Emma Stone. She would actually be fun. Easy.
Yeah,
A chick.
but I
Yeah,
agree with
Watson,
your
I'm
first
with-
choice. I agree with that.
So yeah.
So
Older self, I'm going to go Kate Moss. No.
you made some choices.
Nick Nolte, but the one out of the arrest photo.
Nick Nolte. Damn.
You
Wow.
2.
No, that's
Gary
God damn it,
Busey.
that's Gary Busey. You got 48 hours in Point Break
Yeah.
weaved together.
I do. No, I'd go Nick Nolte because that guy is very questionable.
Yeah.
and seems angry.
So you think your voice is going to go downhill in the next 10 years?
Downhill.
What about you?
I was thinking because I'm ridiculous. Meryl Streep would be so
Yeah.
much fun.
Again, I can picture that for sure. My choice is a bit obvious. I would pick Jack Black.
Aw, I love Jack Black.
I'd pick
a
Jack Black
lot.
for my
He's
later
so
existence.
great.
Yeah.
He makes me feel squishy.
Because there's a weird part of my brain that I feel like I'm living my later existence now. Like my Seth Rogen era ended when I stopped like hanging out in my shop by myself in December getting high.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I've been in the Nick Nolte years for a while, actually,
Yeah.
if we're being real honest.
Yeah, I feel like I'm balls deep in the Jack Black years right now.
I just don't feel. Everyone says you feel really old. Like I know a lot of women, especially, start to feel very old in their 30s, and I just feel so good. And maybe it's because of like the accident that happened when I was
Yeah.
like 26, 27. Like I'm seeing much better things since then. So it's just
Right.
maybe my perspective has shifted because of that. But yeah, I love my 30s. I would not trade them for anything.
Yeah, no, and they only get better.
Yeah,
Realistically,
I love
there's
this.
shit that there's downside, but there's upside.
Well, of course,
too. But
yeah. Your body hurts, right?
No, it's a weird, it's a weird thing. I've always kind of been a little smart ass because I read a lot and pay attention. But man, the wisdom that kind of starts coming
Yeah.
with some age, it's. And we got a friend of ours that kind of had some issues, and I talked to him. It was the weirdest shit. It's like, who the fuck am I to give this guy advice?
Well,
But it occurred to me because the fact is I can see this shit for what it is,
exactly.
and I'm not influenced in any way, shape,
Sure.
or form.
The older you get, that clarity is pretty fucking valuable.
It is
It,
there.
it does, yeah. And God, I can't imagine the older you get because fucking it seems like I'm pretty dialed in right now.
Yeah, it does.
But
Damn, we can only get smarter from here.
maybe,
We just
I
don't look
choose
as
not
cute.
to.
yeah.
Fuck that. I've gotten cuter as I've gotten older.
But it is funny, when people say, "Well, you're as young as you feel." Well, I don't think so.
That's incorrect because
I
chronic pain changes that a lot.
I associate more. I associate more with the writings of J.R.R. Tolkien, and I really fucking feel like I know exactly what the elves are feeling like. All right, I think I'm good here. I think I'm good. I'm going to fuck out here.
Absolutely.
See, even there, you could choose when you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
There's something to be said about that.
Hell, man. So let's go ahead and wind it up. Wind it down.
Do we got any final
Wind
thoughts
it
from the table here?
down.
I think you wind it up if you want it to vibrate, and you wind it down if you want to bring it to an end, right?
That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
Let's wind it down.
Yeah. Unless it's like a maypole or something, then it's a totally different conversation.
Shit.
Let's get some final thoughts from the table.
Get some thoughts here for the Mead for Metal podcast. Yeah, because picks are lame because we're going to drink the same shit every week just about. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we listen to what the fuck we want to listen to. So
Yeah, it's true. I feel like everything I've picked over probably the last 4 months, I haven't actually really listened to unless it was Metallica.
yeah,
I did that pretty epically.
yeah. I know you've knocked it out of the park. I was actually a little shocked of how big you are on the 2 new tracks for Metallica,
Yeah.
and how little you were in on Hardwired. That's from my perspective. It felt weird that I felt like I was a bigger fan of Hardwired than you were.
Well, I really think because like Hardwired, man, they did a video for each song. It was a little overwhelming, and I'll be honest, there's a few songs on that double album that I'm not super up
No.
on.
I like 3 of them a lot. But
Yeah, that now that we're dead, I'm not a big fan.
No.
For some reason, I'm just not a big fan of that song.
goddamn, talk about closing out an album though. Spit out
the bone, though. Yeah. I mean, like, if there was an apology to be had for any song that wasn't super great on that album, Spit Out the Bone fucking does that.
You
It's
bet.
like, sorry, bro. Here, we'll send you out here the way you need to go out.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, I got to get some enchiladas out of the oven.
Hey, look at that. Krista, any final thoughts for you?
I don't think so.
Just hungry for enchiladas? All right. I will close with some brilliance here.
Oh boy.
Never look back.
In anger?
No.
I feel like you
Jesus.
have to heal some stuff, but you're right. You can't obsess
Just
over it.
glance casually.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, don't look back and push your fruit bowl onto people who don't want it. That's what I would say.
Yes.
People who don't want it but really deserve it.
You be a gentleman and slap that thing behind your legs and then show them that way. That's how you do it.
There's some fucking visuals for you for the next 2 weeks, you assholes, huh? That's
Now I want to watch that Steve-O documentary.